Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Finance with Avery. In this video, I'm going to go into detail about the My Banking Direct High Yield Savings Account, a review and overview. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, make sure you like the video down below. And today, I'm diving into something that can seriously boost your savings, which is a high yield savings account. Specifically, I'm talking about the My Banking Direct High Yield Savings Account. Whether you're saving for a rainy day, a big purchase, or just looking to make your money work harder for you, this account could be a game changer. So what exactly is a high yield savings account? It's a savings account that offers a significantly higher interest rate compared to traditional savings accounts. This means your money grows faster, helping you reach your financial goals sooner. And if you want to know more about high yield savings account, I have a video on my channel titled 5 Reasons to Have a High Yield Savings Account, where I go into detail about the benefits and features of high yield savings accounts. Very detailed. Check it out. Link down below in the description. And in this video, I have it organized into chapters down below. In the sections I have it organized in are the main features, the APY annual percentage yield and interest rate, deposits and withdrawals, fees and limits, mobile app reviews, how to actually open the account, eligibility, what's required, and also about the financial company itself, My Banking Direct, which is underneath Flagstar, which is a part of New York Community Bank. And so that is it with the intro. Let's jump into this account, first starting with the main features. And with the features, one of the main great things about this account is that high yield of 5.55%, which is the annual percentage yield. I'll talk more about it in that section. And this account was recently #1 on my top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY video with that high yield of 5.55%, which they actually increased recently. And so they took the top spot in that video. But yeah, some of the other main features with this account is that it is FDIC insured up to at least $250,000 per depositor. So that's very important. It is FDIC insured, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. I would not put money in a bank if it was not FDIC insured. And the FDIC is an independent agency of the United States government that protects banks and depositors against the loss of their insured deposits in the event that an FDIC insured bank or savings association fails. FDIC insurance is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. And that is a free service for you as a bank customer. You don't need to purchase this deposit insurance. It is automatic for any deposit account open at an FDIC insured bank. Deposits are insured up to at least $250,000 per depositor per FDIC insured bank per ownership category. So yes, other main features with this account, no monthly maintenance fees. So there's no $1, $2, $3 something fee attached onto this account just for having it open. Some banks do charge that for their customers, but this bank, no monthly maintenance fees. And it's not a feature, but a requirement of the account that you will have to have $500 at least to open this high yield savings account with My Banking Direct. And My Banking Direct is an online bank, so it's definitely got to focus on online and mobile banking. And they do have a mobile app available on the Apple App Store and the Google Play App Store, where you can check your balance, make transfers, and so on and so on. So online and mobile banking with it. Very important feature. You want to be able to check your account in the palm of your hands with your smartphone. You'll be able to do that with this account. And you can set up automatic deposits to grow your savings. So you can have like a certain amount coming into this account as a deposit, transferring from, your paycheck every 2 weeks, every week, every month, or from another bank, or however you want to set it up. You can set it up to have a certain amount come into this account at a certain time interval. So that would be nice to help you have that savings grow, just have it more hands off and just have it happen automatically. And also this account has mobile check deposit, which is a very neat feature. Just simply take a picture of the front and the back of the check. They have the instructions within the app, so you can have the check deposited into this savings account. Don't have to go to any kind of physical location of a bank or anything like that. And also with this savings account, you have easy access to your funds. So you can transfer and withdraw. I'll talk about that more in details in that section of the video, but you can transfer and withdraw from this account to this account very easily online through the website or within the app on your phone. And another main feature with My Banking Direct is Zelle, which is another way to send and receive money to somebody or from somebody that also has Zelle, or a product that has Zelle as a feature. So yeah, those are some of the main features that this account has right there listed on the front page. This account is more of a no frills type of high yield savings account. I say that because there's not a lot of different kind of features like a reward system, a point system, or features within the app with the high yield savings account. With this account, it's more of a no frills type of high yield savings account. They have that nice high yield. They have have some of the kind of standard, I would say, online savings account features with the mobile banking and the no monthly maintenance fees and the mobile check deposit, but not a lot of different kind of features where somebody wanted a lot of different tools and features within the app. This account may not be that kind of account for you. However, if you're someone that's just looking for a high yield, some safety with the FDIC insurance, some online mobile banking, no monthly maintenance fees, things like that, then this account is more geared towards somebody like that who just wants to kind of have money just sit in the account, have access to it to withdraw, deposit it, but not a lot of bells and whistles with it. So yeah, those are pretty much some of the main features with this account. Now let's go into detail more about that APY, the interest rate. That APY, 5.55%, is one of the highest you're going to see right now currently. In June 2024 is when I'm recording this video, when it's going to be released on YouTube. And every other month or so, I do a video on the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY. And this account was number 1 on that video recently that I did back in May of 2024 with that 5.55% APY. And that is a variable APY, meaning that it is subject to change at any moment. It could change when you see this video, next week or next month, depending on when you see it. That APY may not be 5.55%. It could be higher or it could be lower. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That APY 5.55% is variable, which is a normal thing with savings accounts and high yield savings accounts. I've never seen a high yield savings account that did not have a variable APY. I've seen high yield savings accounts that guarantee they will have that certain APY for a certain amount of time, like, a few months or something like that. They'll say like this APY is going to be this until this certain date. I haven't seen anything outlandish where it goes beyond a couple of months, but pretty much standard is that APY with the high yield savings account is going to be variable. If you're looking for a high APY that's fixed, then a certificate of deposit would be more for you. And I have several videos on CD accounts on my channel, so you can check those out in the playlist on my channel. And with that APY of 5.55%, that means the interest rate is going to be 5.41%, which is a normal thing with APYs and interest rates of savings accounts. When you see an APY on a savings account of 5% or something like that, that doesn't mean that that's the interest rate. The interest rate is going to be a little bit lower than the APY because that is how with the interest being calculated on the balance. So with this account, as long as your balance is at least $1 or more, you're going to have that APY of 5.55% and the interest rate of 5.41%, because some accounts have tiers and balances with their APYs in their savings accounts, where if you have this certain amount, you'll have this APY. If you have this one, you'll have a lower one or a higher one, depending on how it is. This account, $1 or more is going to get you that same APY and interest rate. Now, if your balance is equal or less to 99 cents, then your APY and interest rate is going to be 0. So, I mean, that's going to be barely anything anyways on that kind of money. So that's something to keep in mind, I guess, right there, that it does kind of have a balance here, but just have at least $1 or more in this account and you're going to get that high APY. Now, with compounding and crediting, the interest on this account is compounded and credited to your account on a monthly basis. So it compounds interest monthly, which means you won't have as much interest compounded on the account as an account that compounds interest daily. So that's something to keep in mind. If there's another account that has a 5.55% APY that compounds daily versus this account that compounds monthly, then yeah, that other account with the interest compounding daily is going to earn you a little more interest. Now, it's going to be a negligible amount where it's not that noticeable unless you have a lot of money in the account and if it goes on for a while. So typically between a account compounding interest daily versus monthly, it's not that much. It becomes more noticeable with the more money you have in the account and the longer it goes on. Now, if you close your account before interest is credited, you will not receive the accrued interest. So if you close your account during the middle of the month, you got paid interest at the beginning of the month or something, and you close the account 2 or 3 weeks later, then that amount of interest you've accrued during that 2-3 weeks would just pretty much go away. You would not get it when you close the account. So if you're thinking about closing this account, I would say the smartest way to do that is to close it soon after you get credited the interest from the previous month. Now, with the computation method, I'm going to give a calculation examples with this account and the APY and certain balances. But with the computation method, they use a daily balance method to calculate the interest on the account. And that method applies a daily periodic rate to the balance in the account each day. Now, they do it that way, but they compound the interest on a monthly basis and they credit the interest on a monthly basis. So something to keep that in mind. You see that daily part, you may be thinking, okay, well, how do they compound interest? But I just told you right there at the top, right there, as you see highlighted on the screen now, they compound interest on a monthly basis. All right. And with the accrual of interest, interest begins to accrue no later than the business day that they receive the credit for the deposit of non-cash items, examples, checks and different kind of deposits like that. So once the amount settles in the account, the interest begins to accrue. And I'm going to give you some calculation examples of how much interest you would gain on this account if you had a certain amount of money in it. All right, so a calculation example of interest for this account. If you had $10,000 in this account with the APY of 5.55% and that interest rate of 5.41%, then after a year, if that APY stayed the same, you would earn a total interest of $555. If you kept that $10,000 initial balance in the account and just let the interest compound, your total interest earned would be $555. So the full balance of that account after a year will be $10,555. And you see here the monthly breakdown of interest that you would earn on this account, and you see it growing because it's compounding. Now, I'll talk about that and go into detail of that more on my video, 5 reasons to have a high yield savings account. So you see the breakdown here each month with the interest slightly going up, but of course, the more money you have in the account, the more interest you will earn. Let me show you another example here. So let's say you have $40,000 in this account. Same APY, same amount of time. After a year, instead of earning $555 of interest with that $10,000, if you had $40,000, you would earn $2,220 worth of interest. So that full amount will be $42,220 if you kept that initial balance of $40,000 in the account and just let the interest compound. As you see, that first month, you'll get interest of $180.45. A few months later, that changes to $183.73. And that's you not doing anything. That's just letting your money work for you. And we'll just do one more example here, just a lower example. So let's just say you have $2,000 in this account at 5.55%. Within that first month of interest, it's going to be about $9.02, goes up to $9.06, and so forth and so forth. It's a small amount, but it's still growing. Now, that's if you're not even putting additional deposits in the account. What you would want to do, of course, with the high yield savings account is, keep depositing money in there until you get to your savings goal, every couple of weeks, every month or so forth. But this is just an example. If you just had a certain amount in the account, didn't make any additional deposits, you would still earn interest on it. Now, if you start making additional deposits in the account, then you're going to earn more interest on the account. So for example, which is also going to make the balance go up because of those additional deposits. So let's say you had $2,000 in this account, but you start, depositing $250 every month. So that $2,000 after a year with the APY of 5.55% and with you depositing $250 a month, that $2,000 is going to grow to $5,186.57. So you have the interest that you're gaining on that, and then of course that deposit of $250 you're making every month. So you got that. That's definitely helping the balance go up, but you also have the interest going up more. So you see, even after that first month, the interest starts to go up more than it did when you weren't putting that extra $250 in there. Because before it was like $9 of interest, and then it went up to like $9 and something cents worth of interest, and still $9 and something cents of interest the next month. So you see here though, with the interest compound, it's going up a little over $1 more each month. And then that goes up even more, as you see, because more money is being compounded with the interest. So those are a couple examples of earning interest with this account at 5.55% APY. Now, with deposits and withdrawals, this is an online bank, no physical location, doesn't come with any kind of ATM card or debit card. So the main way to fund this account is going to be through transfers. So you could transfer money from another bank account outside of Flagstar, outside of My Banking Direct. It could be Citibank, Bank of America, Ally, SoFi, Wells Fargo, wherever you have money at, you can have money transferred from that account to this high yield savings account. And that goes vice versa, the other way around. You can withdraw money from this account to another bank account, and there's no charge for either one of those with My Banking Direct. Now, with the other bank you deal with, there may be a charge. I can't speak for them. I'm not sure which exact bank that you may be dealing with, but with My Banking Direct, that's going to be no fees on those transfers to and from other bank accounts, and also an existing bank account with My Banking Direct. So if you had a checking account with My Banking Direct, same thing goes for it. You can withdraw and transfer money from it to this high yield savings account. And also, if you had a physical check that you didn't want to do the mobile deposit with, or for some reason it wasn't working, you can mail the check to them. And there's the address right there. I'll have it highlighted on the screen. You'll just make it out, have the check mailed to them, sign the back, things like that. Have it mailed to them. If you wanted to do that, that is an option for you as well. You can mail a physical check to them, and have your information on the back of the check, and have it deposited into your account. And with transaction limits, you can make an unlimited number of deposits into or withdrawals from your account. So there's no kind of limit on that. You can make 100 transfers and 200 withdrawals on this account each month, and there wouldn't be anything with that. Now they could maybe flag your account if they see something that they may think is suspicious or something like that. So they may alert you or may, freeze something or something like that, where you may have to call them or something. But typically in general, you have an unlimited number of deposits and withdrawals you can make with this account. And also, as I mentioned in the main feature section, this account does have mobile check deposit. So that's another way where you could deposit and transfer money to this account. And also another way to deposit or withdraw money somewhat as a transaction is through Zelle. And if you're not familiar with Zelle, as it's stated right here on the screen, as you can see, Zelle is a fast, safe, and easy way to send and receive money with friends, family, and others you trust, even if they bank somewhere different than you. All you need is your recipient's email address or United States mobile number, and money will be sent directly from your account to theirs in minutes. No account numbers are shared. So Zelle, I've used it before. It is an efficient way to send and receive money, somewhat similar to Venmo and PayPal. Some people just use Zelle. Some people use all of them, Cash App and this and that. But yeah, Zelle is a nice feature to have in an account. And they have a facts section on their website with more information on Zelle. As you'll see right here, is your information secure? Who can I send money to with Zelle? Can I use Zelle internationally? And wire transfers are an option, but I'll talk about those more in the fees and limits section of the video, which is coming up next. And now, with the time frame of transfers, internal transfers will process immediately after they're sent. So if you have a checking account with My Banking Direct and you're transferring to or from your savings account with My Banking Direct, then that's going to happen instantaneously. Now, standard transfers from an external bank are going to take 3 business days to process, but not including the day the transfer is initiated. Now, next day external transfers will take 1 to 2 business days to process, not including the day that the transfer is initiated. And as I also mentioned some in the main feature section, you can have reoccurring transfers. So those are automatic transfers of a specific amount that go from one account to another on a consistent schedule. And with that, you can determine when do you want the first transfer to start, how much money do you want to transfer, and the duration of the recurring transfer. And that's going to go on automatically for the scheduled duration of the transfer that you choose, or until you cancel the automatic repeating transfer. So that's with the deposits and withdrawals. Now let's get into the fees and limits of this account. This is the fee schedule for Flagstar Bank and My Banking Direct. Now, a lot of these fees you see here are not going to be pertaining to this savings account because they involve features and things with their checking account and not the savings account. So you see check printing and cashier's checks and so forth. Some of these fees do not pertain to the savings account. Now, with wire transfers, incoming wire, domestic or international, each one of those is going to be $15. Now, outgoing wire transfer, domestic, is going to be $30, and an outgoing wire transfer internationally is going to be $50. Incoming collection domestic is going to be $25. Outgoing collection domestic is going to be $40. Incoming collection foreign, $40. Outgoing collection foreign, $40. Now, they also seem to have a fee if you cancel or close your account within 180 days. So that is something that kind of like stood out to me a little bit. I haven't seen anything like that much with high yield savings accounts or accounts in general, but they state on their fee schedule here, if the account is closed within 180 days of opening, that you will get charged a $30 fee. And they state that this fee does not apply to Flagstar Simply One accounts. And I'm not talking about that kind of account on this video right here. This is their My Banking Direct high yield savings account. So I guess if you close it within 180 days of opening, then you would get hit with a $30 fee. And so with Zelle, there are no fees to send money using Zelle. So New York Community Bank, which owns My Banking Direct, they do not charge any fees to use Zelle and the NYCB online or NYCB mobile app. Your mobile carrier's messaging and data rates may apply. So on the side of the bank, there are no fees associated with using Zelle. Now, overdraft, non-sufficient funds fee, not pertaining to this high yield savings account because you're not going to be spending money with this account. You don't have a debit card associated with it or anything like that. You're not going to be able to use it necessarily directly for purchases. So all those, will skip all that. And it doesn't have any kind of ATM card with it as of now currently. Then they may add that feature some other time. A lot of high yield savings accounts don't have ATM cards with them. However, there are some that do. And I actually made a video on that, on the top high yield savings accounts with ATM cards. And I'll leave a link down in the description for that if you want to check that out. So as you see, not really any fees pertaining to this high yield savings account, especially for people who are going to use it just to, keep money in and add money to and gain interest on. So it has no monthly maintenance fee. So that's pretty much the main kind of fee that you would see with a savings account, but this account with My Banking Direct does not have that. I'm going to take you over to the section with transfers because they do mention something about limits, but they don't give a specific amount. Now with external transfer limits, they state that your transfer limits are shown in the transfer funds section next to the amount you want to transfer by clicking on the icon. If you try to transfer an amount that is higher than your limit, a message informs you how much money you can transfer. So that must be variable or specific to certain people or something, because if it was a set amount, then it would list it here. Maybe it changes often. Maybe it depends on your account balance or, you know, what kind of account you have and so on and so forth. But with external transfer limits, they do not give a specific amount. They just state that it will be shown in your account when you actually try to transfer. However, with internal transfers, they state that the minimum allowable transfer amount is 1 cent and the total amount per day of all internal transfers cannot exceed $3 million. And also I mentioned this in the deposits and withdrawal section, but it also pertains to limits. So with the transaction limits of this savings account, you may make an unlimited number of deposits into or withdrawals from your account. So there's no limit on how many times you can withdraw money from this account or deposit money into this account. And that's pretty much it with the fees and limit section. Mainly, there's no monthly maintenance fee associated with this account. And with the amount of transfers in this account, there's no limit on how many deposits or withdrawals you can make. So if you're wondering what's required to open a high yield savings account with My Banking Direct, here it is right here. And I'm going to take you to another section with a little more info of what's required. So what you'll need to open the account, you'll need to be 18 years of age or older. You'll need your social security number or individual taxpayer identification number, a government issue identification like a driver's license, state ID, or passport. And if another person is joining you on this account as a joint account holder, they must enter and validate their personal information. And with this high yield savings account, there's a minimum initial deposit of $500. And if you're funding the new account by electronic transfer from another financial institution, you'll need their routing number and your account number. And now there's one more piece of information you'll need to open up this account, and you'll see it here on the next section. We're going to act like we're actually opening up an account, and you're also going to need a mobile phone number, because after you enter this information with a mobile phone number and your social security number, they're going to send you a text message with a secure link, and you'll simply tap on the link to proceed. So it seems like you'll need to finish the rest of the application on your mobile phone. So a smartphone with a mobile phone number, it looks like a requirement to open the account with My Banking Direct. And you see here on the frequently asked questions section, the same information I told you about the requirements to open up a high yield savings account with My Banking Direct. And if you're wondering about the status of your application of your account, they state that an email should have been received with a link to your application status center. And this status center will provide you with any information regarding your account status and any further information we may need from you. And you can click there to access your application status center. So you need to enter your email address if you're wondering, like, hey, it's been a little while, what's going on with my account? Maybe there's some more information they need. You can check on the status, and this is one way to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much what's needed to open an account with My Banking Direct. Pretty standard with opening up an online account, the information that's required and how to open the account. And also one thing to keep in mind with the My Banking Direct high yield savings account is that there is that $500 minimum initial deposit required to fully open up the account. And now with the mobile app section of the video, I want to talk about some and show you the mobile app on the Google Play and the Apple App Store, because that is a very important feature and functionality of an online savings account is the mobile app. And so with the My Banking Direct mobile app, basically it's not going to be called the My Banking Direct mobile app. It is the Flagstar mobile banking app. So that is the app that you would download and use for your My Banking Direct high yield savings account. It's going to be the Flagstar mobile banking app. So as you see here on the Google Play App Store, so for the Android users, this is how the app is going to look. So same kind of color scheme as My Banking Direct with the yellow and black, but you're going to see a lot of Flagstar instead of My Banking Direct. But My Banking Direct is an online division of Flagstar, and I'll talk more about that in the About section. So as you see right here, you see the transfers screen right here. Pretty typical, pretty standard, from, to, the amount, the frequency, the date. And so you see a transactions page here with the balance and the available balance. And the main screen right there for somebody who had a checking and savings account, you have that going, the My Credit Score, manage alerts. Down here at the bottom, you have the accounts, cards, transfer and pay, deposit, and more. And this is for pretty much a tablet version of the app right here, so a little bit wider. And let's look at some of these reviews. So with the reviews right here, you have over 100,000 downloads of this app on the Google Play App Store. and over 2,000 reviews, almost 3,000 reviews, and the average star rating is 4.3 stars out of 5. So that's pretty good right there. And here are some of the reviews. It seems that this user recently updated it. They say back to 5 stars. Whatever was broken has been fixed. I just want to know why the app closes down the first 2 to 3 times I attempt to open it. So it looks like they had some issues with actually getting in the app, and then it's been fixed. So yeah, the app was updated back on February 9th, 2024. So maybe they updated the app, the user did themselves, and it's working for them. But 5 stars there, 4 stars right here. Not sure about the app. I'm not a fan. So they're not a fan that you can no longer put a note on transfer, though it's still available online, it says. And they say dark mode is extremely imperative. You have a 1-star review right here, not good at all. Deposit a lot of checks, and sometimes I have to go in and view the check images, and it keeps saying that they aren't available at this time. So they're having some issues with the mobile check deposit, it looks like. Let's go to some more recent, newest reviews here and see how they look. 5-star there, much improved. 5-star again. Then a 1-star, these people are the most incompetent group of people I've ever had to deal with. Weeks to open an account, hours spent on the phone. So they had some issues with the customer service, it looks like there. And they say that the app UI user interface is not good. You have a 1-star right here, not enjoying having to turn off debug mode every time they open the app. Oh, okay, kind of annoying. Okay, so they must have the third-party app, something going on. This is an app developer themselves and have to turn off a certain feature on their phone to actually use the app. So yeah, that would be kind of annoying. And then a 5-star there, just nice. A 1-star there, open a high yield savings account with this bank. All right, so yeah, this right here, this high yield savings account that this user is talking about is not the My Banking Direct high yield savings account, but it's the Flagstar high yield savings account. And so yeah, that can be a little confusing, but I'm going to talk about that more in the about section of Flagstar and My Banking Direct, because Flagstar has a high yield savings account, but is similar yet different than the My Banking Direct savings account, which I think is better, and I'll tell you why. A couple of main things that separate these accounts from each other, but it's kind of weird. So yeah, I'll talk about that in that section. But this account that this user is talking about is not the My Banking Direct high yield savings account, but the Flagstar high yield savings account. And then there's a 5-star, 5-star, some more 5-stars. So yeah, so forth and so forth. I won't go over this and drag out this section too long, but I'm going to jump over to the Apple App Store for the Flagstar mobile banking app. Pretty much user interface looks the same as the Android version. And so with the ratings on the Apple App Store version of the Flagstar mobile banking app, you have over 11,000 ratings and an average star rating of 4.7 stars out of 5. So that's really good. So let's check out some of these reviews here on the Apple App Store. Great bank app, needs quicker response times. They have a 5-star on that. They're saying the bank is great, but they're having issues with some of the crashes and the speed of the app. And then you have a 2-star here. App is not up to par for a bank. A 1-star here, not a good app. It says 0 stars, but they can't give it 0 stars, so they gave it 1. And then, yep, more problems. 1-star here, laughable and disappointment. 1-star there, disaster. A lot of bad reviews right here. But let's look at the dates. One thing you definitely want to look at when you look at reviews is the date of the reviews. So you see these right here, 2020 is when these reviews were made. So all 1-star here, 2020. You do have a 2024 there, and you have a 2022 there, and a 2019 there. So let's go to the recent reviews and see how that looks. All right, so I have it pulled up here on my mobile phone because on the website I couldn't filter it for the recent reviews. So here with recent reviews, we have a 1-star here. External transfer is very unreliable. That's not good right there. That was just made a few days ago. Then another 1-star, last update wiped my credentials. And then a 5-star using new Flagstar technology. And then a 4-star, and they're asking, can Flagstar add the 2-day early direct deposit? So yeah, that is a nice feature that some online banks have. 1-star, system unavailable. 1-star, worst app. 2-star, bad customer service. 1-star, the extra 5.55 is not worth it. So they're saying that high yield is not worth it. 3-star, transfer of money. So yeah, the ratings look kind of rough on here. Something you may want to look more into if you're thinking about opening up an account with My Banking Direct. However, you got to keep in mind that these reviews are also for Flagstar Bank. So some of these people have accounts with Flagstar and not My Banking Direct. So there could be some differences there with the customer service or with the accounts movements and involvements and things like that. So that's something to keep in mind also. And with that being said, I do want to go over some of the things about Flagstar Bank and My Banking Direct and the relationship between them. Okay, so My Banking Direct is an online financial service of Flagstar Bank North America. It is designed, managed, and delivered for depositors seeking competitive rates. So this is their online division of Flagstar Bank. A lot of banks do this. They'll either, make an online division or they'll acquire one. so they can have, the high yield savings accounts to draw people in, but also not have to have as many costs associated with it. Because with an online bank, you don't have to have cost of, physical locations, the building, and then the cost of employees in the building, and so forth and so forth. So less overhead costs associated with an online bank. And that is what My Banking Direct is. And while they're able to offer that high APY, and it states that My Banking Direct is a service of a nationally chartered registered bank with $112.9 billion in assets as of March 31st, 2024. And they say the bottom line with My Banking Direct is that they're an offering from one of the country's largest regional banks that delivers competitive rates, a superb online customer service experience, and connectivity to other banking solutions. So My Banking Direct is pretty much just what it is. As you see on this site, the products they have, not a lot of products. They have a couple of things. They have the high yield savings account, they have the direct checking account, and they have the prepaid benefits debit card. And with their CD account, one thing I thought that was a little odd, but how I found out more information about their CD account is that, as you see right here on the drop down links, there's no mention of an actual CD account, just the online CD renewal. However, if you actually go into your opening up an account with them, like the high yield savings account, you'll see information about their certificate of deposit account. So yeah, they do have a certificate of deposit account. They have a 5-month CD at 5.50% APY, and there's a $2,500 minimum initial deposit required to open the account and earn the interest. And you can click on the link right here, view our current rates here. You'll actually see a page for their CD account. So yeah, currently they have that 5.50% APY for 5 months. You can have that fixed high yield right there for 5 months with their CD account. And this is the page for it. So they actually do have a page for their CD account and a calculator down here, not listed as under the drop down link for their products. But yes, they do have a CD account. So yeah, the main accounts that My Banking Direct has is the high yield savings account, the direct checking account, and their CD account. And then they have a service where you could do an online CD renewal. And then there's that prepaid benefits debit card. And with their services, they're just stating that they have online banking and mobile banking. So as you see, as the high yield savings account, not a lot of frills, not a lot of bells and whistles. And that's with My Banking Direct itself. Couple of accounts, nice high yield, FDIC insured, no monthly maintenance fee, things like that. So, and they have, of course, customer service. They have a 24/7 automated system. And then to actually talk to a banker, they have their hours here. They have Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And they have it where you can send a secure message if you log into your online banking, and you can also send a letter to them if you want. Now, with My Banking Direct being a part of Flagstar, I want to tell you something about Flagstar. So what Flagstar is doing is that they're combining some of their brands and some of their initiatives and kind of trying to put them under a certain umbrella. And so they're stating that they are uniting 3 institutions under one roof is a culmination of extensive operational, technical, and human alignment focused on bringing more solutions, services, and ways to engage with their customers and commercial clients. So their parent company is New York Community Bankcorp, which is based in Hicksville, New York. And they state that that's where that $112.9 billion in assets comes from. And of course, that's linked also to My Banking Direct because they're underneath New York Community Bankcorp because they are a part of Flagstar. And they state that Flagstar has strong footholds in the Northeast, Midwest, and exposure to high growth markets in the Southeast and West Coast. And so those are some of their numbers as of March 31st, the total assets, total deposits, banking branches, 419 banking branches, 100 private banking teams. Here's some of the awards that they've won and a Flagstar history. So you see definitely a jump in the total assets. And here's kind of a timeline right here. So New York Community Bank was founded in 1859. So they go way, way back. And they were established as the Queens County Savings Banks. So that goes way back to 1859. So you see how they've grown throughout the years. Several acquisitions. Acquisition of Haven, a merger, another merger, and so forth, and another acquisition, a synergy, another acquisition, and another acquisition with AmTrust Bank. And you see here something that kind of stood out. If you're into financial news, then you probably already know about this, but New York Community Bank acquired Signature Bridge Bank, which is one of the banks that failed last year in 2023. And so you may be thinking, okay, well, they acquired a bank that was failing. Doesn't that put them in jeopardy of possibly failing? Because that was a big buy right there for them. I think it was like a third. What was it? Let's see. Yeah, they bought a significant chunk of the failed Signature Bank in a $2.7 billion deal. And then the 40 branches of Signature Bank became Flagstar Bank. And that deal includes a purchase of $38.4 billion in Signature Bank's assets, which is a little more than a third of Signature's total when the bank failed a week ago, which this article was written back in March of 2023. And Signature Bank was the second bank to fail with that banking crisis back in 2023 after that collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. And also, as you see with the history of New York Community Bank and Flagstar, that's how they grow a lot, is through acquisition. So this is like business as usual with them. And one thing I wanted to mention about Flagstar that I mentioned in the mobile app section with that review that was about the Flagstar savings account and not the My Banking Direct savings account is that yes, Flagstar has a high yield savings account as well that also has the APY of 5.55% currently. And they state that that APY is for the first 5 months with balances of $25,000 or more. So that's one big difference about the Flagstar savings account and the My Banking Direct savings account. My Banking Direct, you can earn that 5.55% with a balance of $1 or more. And it doesn't have any kind of guarantee like first 5 months or anything like that though. But the balance requirement is much lower, whereas the Flagstar high yield savings account has a minimum balance of $25,000 to earn that 5.55%, and it only lasts for that 5 months. So it's somewhat fixed, and then the My Banking Direct high yield savings account is variable, so it could change, after a month, or 2 months, 1 week, or anything like that. Pros and cons with both of them when they're in that regard. And so also with the Flagstar Savings Plus account, there's no monthly maintenance fee if you have that Flagstar checking account. However, if you don't, there's a $15 monthly maintenance fee. So if you don't have a Flagstar checking account, there's that fee of $15 a month with the Flagstar savings account. So that's another difference between it and the My Banking Direct savings account, because with the My Banking Direct savings account, there's no monthly maintenance fee at all, regardless if you have a checking account with them or not. And then another difference with the Flagstar savings account compared to the My Banking Direct savings account, the Flagstar savings account has a Visa debit card with it versus the My Banking Direct savings account, which doesn't have any kind of debit card or ATM card associated with it at this time. It does not mention it on the website or anything like that. Flagstar savings account does have one. So I just want to go over briefly some of the similarities and differences between the My Banking Direct savings account and the Flagstar savings account, because some of the reviews that you see on the mobile app store for their savings account could be about the Flagstar savings account, or it could be about the My Banking Direct savings account. So there are some differences between them, so something to keep in mind, which could cause some confusion when you're selecting the account and you're looking at reviews and articles or something online. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that in the About section for Flagstar. So yeah, that's My Banking Direct, which is a part of Flagstar, which is a part of New York Community Bankcorp. All right, so that is it with my video on the My Banking Direct high yield savings account. Hope you enjoyed it and found it informative and helpful. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, keep saving, stay smart, and enjoy the journey to financial freedom. Take care.